We're back. T.A. Mahoney, Tales from the Dark Side. I've got a special one tonight for you. He was brought in, infiltrated into the group. Like what I was talking about before, you know, you can kind of bring one person with you when you're hunting. You don't want to drive that far, so he was brought in. And I really don't know what we're going to call him because he goes by, like, any name you yell loud enough. I'm going to call him D. Snyder. We got D. Snyder from Twisted Sister, old long-haired Q-tip Peanut. I call him Peanut because he's kind of run of the litter. But we appreciate you coming out tonight.
Well, I appreciate being here tonight. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised right here in Tampa, near Laurie Park, basically.
Have you ever gotten a wildlife violation?
No, sir, never have.
Never gotten one or just never convicted?
Never convicted.
But gotten them before?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Stripes,
sure.
huh?
Sure.
So you grew up here in Tampa. What part of Tampa?
North Tampa.
Fishing?
Fishing, hunting, just about anything you could just about do here in Tampa back in the day, you know.
Yeah, a lot of good fishing back then, huh?
I've seen a lot of good fishing, ate a lot of good fish, caught a lot.
What's your favorite fish around here to catch?
Snook.
Easy to get to, hard to figure out.
Yeah, they're hard to figure out. It just depends upon, you know, where you're at.
Yeah, where's your favorite spot?
Well, if I had to say my favorite spot, it would probably be Captiva Pass down south.
And what time of year?
May through September.
Now, you were telling us before, and this is another, I got to tell you all this before we go any further. This show's sponsored by Butler and Boyd, and everything we're talking about is for entertainment. So it could apply, probably doesn't apply, may never happen. We don't ever want the truth to get in the way of a good story, right?
That's right.
We don't want to mess it up with the truth. We always want to add something to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you were saying something pretty interesting to me, and from somebody, I agree that both of us are conservationists at this point.
Absolutely.
We want to give back. We want to do good. But there has been times in our lives we got something in common where we've probably done something that a lot of people wouldn't be happy about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you told me the most creative story way back in the day. You had to go out on Boca Grande Beach, right?
Yeah, we went out there many a time.
Catch big snook in the summer.
Catch some big ones. Mm-hmm.
And how would you get those snook back to the hotel?
In one of your fold-out chair bags.
So in one of your fold-out chair bags, you'd put a bag inside of it.
Slip a bag inside of it and ease right on back up to the place.
and talking about it, what's good is it'll help the game wardens catch those people that you trained 30 years ago on how to get you a snook.
Absolutely.
20 years ago when maybe they were closed out there on the beach that time of year.
Yeah, nowadays I just practice fillet and release, you know. I don't really keep any of them.
Yeah, do they grow them back?
Yeah, they might.
The sides
I'm
like
not
a
sure.
crab claw?
I'm not sure.
He came in to the hunting camp. He infiltrated. And what would we call you, Russell?
Yeah.
That's where it started. And what are some of the names you've heard in the
Matt
last?
Clapp gave me that name.
He did?
Yes.
Total Plumbing? That guy?
Yeah, that guy.
He calls you Russell. What's your real name?
Rusty.
That's on your birth certificate.
Rusty. Yeah. Yep.
Do you spell it R-U-S-T-Y?
Yes, absolutely.
Boy, that's something special. Now, you had some siblings, didn't you?
I had some sisters.
You were the run of the litter?
Oh, yeah.
I call him Peanut. You're thinking a little small guy when you hear Peanut. But,
yeah.
It's more run of the litter.
All my kids are all bigger than I am.
We had something interesting happen while you were hunting. If you remember, up in Georgia.
Yeah.
Was that a big buck?
Oh, yeah, that was a nice buck.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
Plain and simple. I was having a problem with my safety on my rifle.
Is this a new rifle?
Probably 5 years old. I've been using it for at least 5 years. And
never had a problem?
Never had a problem.
Right.
Safety jammed on me. I hit the safety light. I tried to get the safety off. It wouldn't come off, so I hit it like that. Took the safety off. About 9 o'clock, here he comes, come out around the fir tree. And I stood up because he come right under me, and I pulled the trigger, and there wasn't nothing there. It just went click. And his ears went like that.
And then where'd he go?
He walked out of my life that way.
Big buck?
Yeah, he was a pretty nice buck.
So the safety caused the problem. And
Yeah,
then what
I think
happened?
the safety was jammed, or I had my rifle upside down sitting there with it upside down. So maybe the lever may have came open just a
Oh, we're
little.
adding to the story now.
Well, that's the only thing I can think. Because I
I'm
definitely
thinking-
had a bullet in it, because whenever he walked back that way, I went to I said, So I opened up, and the bullet flew out. And I knew right then that it must have been a misfire. But there was no dot on my bullet.
And then what happened when you tested it?
Pow, went right off.
Worked fine?
Same bullet.
Worked fine
Worked
since?
fine ever since.
Ain't never had a problem with it.
Nope.
But that one time, now what do
One
y'all
time.
think?
One time.
I wish I could get some call-ins here. The safety jammed. Safety jammed.
Yeah, and I hit it like that with
And
the palm
then
of
it
my hand.
unjammed and it didn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But then the very next time you went to shoot it, you shot and ain't had a problem since.
Yep. Yeah, at the gate, remember?
Do you see where we're getting with this?
Mm-hmm.
If it was a murder, I believe you'd be arrested. I think you would be. I don't think all that. That's flim-flam. That's how you fit in. That is flim-flam. That's the perfect flim-flam.
That's major flim-flam right there.
Let me tell you something else.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a little bit of age on you. You forget everything.
The older you get, the better you were. You know that.
He lost his phone when he came in here.
Yeah, I don't know where it's
Misplaced it.
at. I have no idea where it's at. My wife will be calling it in a minute to find it for me.
So what was your take on this hunting season? What'd you think?
Oh, I had a great time. Good guys. I appreciate the opportunity to hunt with y'all. And, it was great. The woods were beautiful. I mean, it was just a great experience
What
all
do
the
you
way
think
around.
about the shooting the cripples and all your buddies that were wounded and stuff? Were you there for that?
Yeah. I skinned a couple of them.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
see
I
that.
got to skin a few of them.
Is that normal?
For them guys, it is.
Yeah, see, you were used to it. You've known them a long time, right?
Yep. I can fillet their fish and skin their deer for them.
Ain't no problems.
No problem.
That's one thing I like is I enjoyed being up there with you, and you were part of the group right away. Whatever needs to be done, you were there to do it, and we got everything we needed. A lot of people think you go up there and just sit around, but there's a lot of work
There's
to
a
be
lot
done.
of hunting's not no game. You still got to put your work in if you want to harvest a deer.
Yeah. Was that the only place you hunted this year?
Yeah, that was the only place I hunted. Mm-hmm.
Tell me this, what's the biggest snook you've ever caught?
31 pounder,
And where'd you catch it?
Clearwater Pass.
Grunt?
Nope.
Special bait? You gonna tell us?
Mangrove snapper.
Well, I guess he was he was legal size mangrove, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Those jetties or something else. Summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up in Tampa.
July. It was in July, actually. I wasn't even full of roe yet,
Oh, you got to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you kept it.
Well, this was years ago.
Yeah.
This was years ago when you could keep fish. So,
In the summer? That was
Yeah.
back before I was born. They've always had a closed season, hadn't they?
no.
You sure?
Yeah, back when.
You don't
I
even
don't
know because you don't even buy a license, do you?
Yeah. I buy hunting and fishing licenses.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't want to take the chance on,
Getting a coupon?
Yeah.
Like our buddy Tangles. I got to introduce you to my buddy Tangles. Y'all hit it right off.
All right.
But
yeah.
the question I have is my biggest snook is Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in Tampa Bay.
Absolutely.
And you're telling me Clearwater in the summers when
Well,
you
I've
catch
caught
them?
them up to 27 pounds at the Howard Franklin.
How about in the river in the winter
Gandy
time?
Bridge, Gandy area, I've got some monsters, regular, but my biggest one just happened to come from.
The coast over
From
there, where
there,
they get
yeah.
bunched up over there. Are you fishing the river at all now, wintertime?
Yeah, we're hitting the river a little bit. We're catching a few fish, and
Are the fish way up river right now, or like the big snook, or are they kind of working their way that way? It seems to me like they ought to be up there.
yeah, they're way up the river, but they're also downtown. The floating docks is always a good place to catch catch some fish, at this time of the year. So
Now you're throwing lure. He was telling me earlier that you can. He used to have a friend drop him off, but now you could get an Uber, drop you off at the Howard Franklin. And what'd you do? Weasel down into the rocks.
Weasel down into the rocks and just sit there and
And
fish
the highway
for a couple
patrol
hours.
won't see the car or nothing. So if y'all want to go over there and fish at Howard Franklin, just get somebody to
get an
drop you
Uber.
off. Get down there in the rocks, kind of by the mangroves, right? You're kind of
Yeah.
hiding out.
You got to get way down in the rocks a little bit, close to the
And
water.
then call your whoever to come pick you up.
You're coming to get me at 12:30. Okay.
And off you go. What if he's pulling over then?
What do you mean?
That's never happened to you?
No.
Do you look out for him?
Oh yeah.
Like peek over and figure out when he, because they'll drive through that.
Oh yeah, they come through quite often.
He's got to duck down over by the seawall.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
gonna
you can see the lights coming from a long way.
Oh, you're way down there. You're down
Well,
there
I'm
on
just-
the curve by
Yeah.
the bridge.
Yeah, we're down anywhere 150 yards all the way around either way.
He won't pinpoint a spot for us, but that Howard Franklin, when's that, summertime?
Summertime's
Holds
pretty
some
hot.
good snook,
But
huh?
everybody that fishes local knows that.
But they run them out of there. Most people I know that used to fish it don't fish it no more. But you're
Yeah,
the only,
state troopers will run you out like that now.
they ain't happy about it.
Well, people throw catfish and leave trash, bust bottles and whatnot. No telling what they're doing there. So it's part
Ruin
of
it for everybody.
Yeah,
So
they did.
Right now, being in January, February, where are you headed to snook fish?
Anywhere up and down the river, anywhere. Hillsborough River. I'm talking.
Give me a spot.
Columbus.
Show me some love. Columbus. You'll probably never see him there. That's like all my other fishing buddies. They send you further away.
Anywhere.
You sure you're over there near
Anywhere
Columbus?
north or south of Rick's on the River. Anywhere north or south of there within.
I'd keep your eyes out for him. He's a flim-flammer a little bit. He'll be hiding over there in the shadow. And I think what we're going to do in the next segment is reveal your identity there. If you thought we were going to be telling people how you used to do things, it might not have been the best decision. And you kind of dressed up in a costume.
Yep. Well, I'm like this 24/7 usually. It just depends where I'm at.
I hope you don't wear that hunting, because them cowboys wouldn't like that.
Hunting?
Yeah. The fancy pants, the rhinestones and all
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, they don't see you when you're in a box blind. You can wear your pajamas.
Is that what you? Yeah, but you're sleeping with Matt, feet hanging
Yeah,
off
that
the
guy,
cot.
he does. Sometimes he'll wear his pajamas and stuff out there.
Yeah, because he's hunting from the truck. He don't
Yeah.
ever get out. Why does he need to?
Yeah, he only got like 3 of them from the truck this year. So.
And you were with him, and I wasn't there.
Oh
That's
no,
what
I
heard.
wasn't there. That's all I don't.
You weren't there?
No, sir.
Peanut, he's a great one, man. I enjoyed doing some of the hunting with you. I can't wait to do a little bit of fishing. What kind of work do you do, Peanut?
I do tile, marble.
Yeah, you stay pretty busy?
Yeah, busy as I want to be now, getting up in the age.
So we don't want to promote you at all to where people are calling you and getting you to
No.
No. That's his favorite one right there, people. No. He's not going to do that. That's a good one right there. Well, I've enjoyed talking to you on this first segment. We're going to think of some other stuff and come up. It's been the first round of hunting. You've helped me out quite a bit up there in Alabama, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to be up there with you guys.
We're
really,
going to reveal that identity right here soon, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. T.A. Mahoney, Tales from the Dark Side. We're back. T.A. Mahoney, Tales from the Dark Side. I got Waldo, D. Snyder, Q-Tip, Peanut, Woodard, and Rusty.
Yep.
Bunch of AKAs. We got his identity out here now. Now he looks like a normal person instead of all that long hair. One of them long hairs. One of the funniest things at the break we're talking about, we're not really going to get into it because we want to talk about fishing and hunting, but the question was, you were in the military.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your service.
Yep. Thank
even
you.
though probably we went negative with you. I don't know if there was how much positive, because you were asked, you were in there for 4 years.
Yep.
And you stayed in trouble for 4 years.
Pretty much.
So,
much.
and that sums
Just
it up.
having a good time, really, you know.
Yeah, what everybody else would call a good time, but I don't think they call it a good time, right?
Okay.
All right, what I want to get to now, Rusty, Russell, Peanut, Q-Tip, all of the above,
Yep.
is you come into the hunting camp and you think to yourself, man, this is going to be great. These guys hunt. This is Georgia. You've hunted Georgia. You know the area. You know it's got good deer in it.
Yep, absolutely.
But you're in the middle of a war zone because you stay with the guy who's the biggest shenanigans flim-flammer there is.
Absolutely.
What's some of the stuff you see your roommate do while you're there? Can you fill us in?
Well, he likes to take a lot of pictures.
Takes a lot of pictures.
Yeah, while you're sleeping and
Show
all
them to
that.
everybody.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
a weirdo, isn't it? People that take
Yeah,
pictures
yeah.
when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I'd fall right in line with being a weirdo.
Yeah, you might find some. Just anywhere you go with the guy, you might find some shrimp in your pocket or
I mean, you got to be
cookies in your boots.
You're
or
in the
something.
middle of it. You're
Yeah.
staying with the biggest shenanigans, knowing everybody's going to try to get him back.
Well, according to him, he probably learned 70% from you.
Is that what he says?
Yes.
He blames that on me?
Absolutely. Yep.
Have you ever seen me crush up potato chips?
Yep.
He will crush up every bag of potato chips, and you're in the middle of it.
Yep.
You got to be thinking, Mahoney's going to come in here and mess with where I'm at. Because you're in a bunk that's about 5'8", and you're what, 6'2"?
Yeah, about a little under 6'4".
Yeah. So, and your feet are hanging over.
No, I sleep backwards.
So your head hangs over.
Yeah, my head hangs out that way, so I
bet
can
that
just
feels
crawl
good
right
on
out
the
of there.
neck. You ever get hurt coming out of
Oh
there?
yeah. I hurt myself last time I was up there.
What happened?
Just slid on out.
Slid on out and fell on the ground?
Fell on the ground, hit my side, had a big bruise that big.
Just an accident waiting to happen. You're going to break a hip before too long.
Well, that's why I slept the other way so I wouldn't break it.
I gotcha. So knowing all them shenanigans, what kind of stuff does he do? Garbage? Stuff in your boots?
Yeah.
Shrimp in the pockets?
Shrimp in the pockets, greenbacks in the trunk of the car,
Yeah,
whatever.
He's so full of
Tackle
shenanigans.
box full of stuff.
Oh, he's done that too?
Oh yeah.
How about one of your bins?
My bins.
Yeah, Rusty comes hunting for 2 days. He's got 9 bins.
Yeah, I like to change clothes.
And they all come out at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got everything all over the place.
Yep.
And you're there for 3 days.
Morning, not hunting. Afternoon, not hunting. Then night clothes.
Now, what I kind of saw what was going on there is that you kind of leave your stuff everywhere. Like if
Yep.
you're in one truck, you leave it in that truck.
Yeah, that's
If you're
pretty
in
much
another
that's
truck-
my MO.
And then you spend the day collecting, don't you?
Yeah. Well, what else are you gonna do out there?
Shoot deer.
Yeah. Well,
That gets old after a while, don't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you're
cleaning them does.
That's what your crew does to you, isn't it? They
Yep.
bring you along to clean the deer.
Sure, I
And
clean
your
deer,
boy
clean
Matt
fish,
acts like he don't know how.
clean
Stand
deer.
there with his hands in his pockets. I've worked with him.
Yeah, he goes
The
like
guy
this,
is, yeah.
like that.
Well, what he does, like a little kid that don't want to do his chores, he goes out there and messes up where you go, don't even worry about it. I'll
Yeah,
go
just let
do
me
it
have
myself."
that thing, man. Let me watch out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, he
He's
knows
a
how to do
special
it.
one. Come on, give us some dirt on old Matt. There's got to be some stuff that goes on there that you kind of see him that you don't tell nobody.
Well, I can't tell people that. I just kind of keep it to myself.
Afraid you won't come back? I'll invite you back. Give us some dirt on him. I know you got some. No?
No, I can't do that. I can't do that to him.
Well, if he wasn't here, if I tell
Oh,
him
if
to
he
go-
wasn't here now, it'd be all over with.
So maybe I should ask him to leave.
Well, he already knows now.
I'll bring one of the dogs in. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see if he wants to slap that dog, Mr. Tough Guy. Let him beat on that dog. 130 pounder. She'd love that. Matter of fact, I think she prefers to get slapped a couple times
First, just to
or
get her warmed
just
up a
to,
little.
Justify the bite.
Yeah.
You know, because once somebody slaps you, it's on. You can go to bite them or anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you gonna give us a snook spot?
Where at?
Hillsborough River. If you were going right now, give me a beta choice.
Am I in a boat or am I on foot?
We're on foot.
Oh, that gets interesting then, huh?
What bait are
Well,
we going to use, and where are we headed?
well, I've always been a fan of the sassy shad. I don't know what they call them now because I've got, hundreds of them. The white swimtail shad,
All right.
half-ounce lead head.
Big,
Wintertime.
thick hook.
Wintertime lead head with the hook in it. Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, how you working it?
Little slow, little bump, little fast. It just depends upon what the fish are doing.
Back and forth till you figure it out.
Yep.
Then you put it
Fan
on.
it.
How you do it?
Fan it.
Boy, he does some good stuff, and you always got to ask him. He'll tell you, put it in the line, and you always ask him, how you do it? Just like this. I forget what some of them ones. We had a good time this year.
Yep.
Went to some races up there in Georgia.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, we lasted, all of 15 minutes. One thing I like about it that's happened in 2020, and I know you've enjoyed some of it too, being that we can't go inside places and all these lockdowns that we're on.
Yeah.
Those races were a super fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Up there. Plenty of room to get out and away from each other, and they had some pretty nice cars there.
Yeah, they had some really fast cars there, and
Y'all had to leave right afterwards. Your buddy didn't have nobody to watch the dogs. You had to drive all night long to get back. And
well, it's hard to have somebody watch like 11 dogs.
Yeah, what's wrong with him? Dog
So-
whisperer. None of them are even big. They're all like worthless dogs. They're like little dogs. I heard you were going to take a couple.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna take a couple of them off his hands for him.
What's taking so long?
Oh, well, we've been hunting for months now, and I'm not just gonna bring in a couple dogs my wife doesn't know anything about and just throw them to her and then
Oh,
say,
you hadn't even told her yet.
"Oh, the big boss,"
So
You
you
gotta
just
be
gonna-
real careful with the big boss.
Yeah. On how you bring something in
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
family, huh?
absolutely, yeah. Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, Rusty, it's been a great time, man. I know being up there with Matt, you're right in the middle of the war zone.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
man.
He is nonstop.
Scratching and clawing, buddy. Scratching and clawing.
Shenanigans the whole time.
I loved every minute of it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's one thing about you, Rusty. The passion is what I talk about. And one of the reasons why I do this show is just to kind of show people what I do and how we enjoy stuff. And it's not all about, as you know, you don't have to kill a deer to have
Absolutely.
a good time. I know that we hunted together. There'd be 3 or 4 people on the property. We saw this, saw that, maybe didn't shoot nothing. Still had a great time
Oh, yeah.
and a great hunt.
Like I say, I loved every minute of it. It was really great.
Well, and you got to cherish that. I had an unfortunate situation this week. Had a real good friend of mine pass away, got run over by a car on a bicycle.
Man, I hate to hear that.
And he was a great fisherman. And when I say great fisherman, he had the passion. Constantly fishing. Rode a bike around South Tampa. Real good guy. Harry Peabody. God bless you. Rest in peace. But it tells me every day when stuff like that happens on how important it is to go out and have fun with your family, with your friends. Enjoy it.
Yep, every minute, yes.
And I know we have a good time. That's one thing. We laugh a ton up there, picking on
Oh,
each
yeah.
other. And what'd you used to tell them at the old hunting camp?
Oh, I'd tell them all to leave their feelings out at the hard road because if they don't, they might get them hurt,
Yeah, and that's a great, great feeling about being at camp and
Yep.
being able to say that. And you just say things to pick on others.
Sure,
You know,
that's
it's part
part
of it.
of it, It'd be awful boring if you just,
Well, and I'll tell you something. I've been the one more to chew on somebody than I have to be chewed on. But I can tell you what, this year I've had a few things that they've chewed on me good. And you can imagine if you chew on a ton of people and then you do something stupid, you're going to hear about
well,
it.
I just want to know how you got the name Zipper. Really?
That was you.
That's right. That's
You
right.
gave me
So
that
tell
name.
us a little bit about that Zipper.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you about it. That was the first deer of the season, I think.
Nervous?
Sitting in the back.
Nervous?
No, it was a bad shot. I don't know what the
Okay.
deal was. I'll own it. She was on a different angle. And anybody who's ever hunted knows this. Sometimes you'll look at something and go, she's about broadside or he or whatever. And you shoot it and you look at the bullet and you go, wow, that deer wasn't standing anywhere near like I thought it was. Its body's twisted or something like that. And I made a bad shot, and boy, you couldn't wait to come up with that name Zipper, could
Good
you?
old Zipper.
As soon as he saw the guts, he goes, Zipper. He's a zipper right there. He likes to zip them open. And like I said, I can take it. I love it. You're welcome to hunt with me anytime you want.
I appreciate
you
that.
take it well and you give it back, and you don't get your feelings hurt, and we all laugh at the end of the night, and it's a great time.
Yeah, it makes for a good time.
It was nice meeting you. I know you've being up there hunting was my first chance to get to know you and meet you, but you've been shopping at my store for years.
Yep. I used to come to the old store in the 80s, talk to your dad. And
there was another story real quick. You were the bully in school, I heard.
Absolutely.
And you'd tapped her.
And I
tap
apologize
pockets.
for absolutely nothing, but go ahead.
That was just the way it was
Yeah.
back then. You always had your bully. Well, he'd go around tapping people's pockets going, I know your mom gave you some money.
Mom gave
Come
you a
on."
little bit of that lunch money, didn't she?
But the funny thing is, he was in second grade. He was 14 years old. So he was able to bully all them kids that old.
Oh,
He was the biggest kid there.
You talking about Jethro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about what it is. Well, Rusty, I appreciate you coming out today, buddy,
I appreciate
and
it.
talking some stories. And
Yes,
I
sir.
hope that by the next year we'll have some fishing and hunting stories to talk about, and some more stuff. I know that you're one of them guys that'll serve it up.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you're going to probably do something pretty stupid
Yep.
in
Yep.
the next month.
Yep.
You admit that,
Yeah,
don't you?
absolutely.
We'll have to take him fishing one day,
Okay.
and then we'll see how thick that skin is.
All right. Well, we got to invite that guy Matt.
Yeah, old
We got to
Matt-
bring
Matt
him
Clapp,
because he can
Mr.
keep it
Angry,
stirred up if we
throwing
get bored.
tantrums.
Yep.
Those tantrums
Yep.
when he doesn't get what he wants.
Yep.
He needs to just grow up, pull his big girl
Well, he's
pants
full
up.
grown.
Well, he's supposed to be. He don't look like he's fully developed yet. I think he's still a little young. But thanks a lot, man.
I
Thanks for
appreciate you
coming out.
having me on here and everything. I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all listening and tuning in. Peanut, Mike Mahoney, T.A. Mahoney, Tales from the Dark Side. Till next time.